You can't accuse this group of not having any backbone because they're all vertebrates, animals with a vertebral column that protects their spinal cord. Now let's get organized. The 5 groups of vertebrates are fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Each member of this diverse group carries out the essential life functions of digestion, respiration, circulation, and response to the environment. But because of the way they evolved and adapted to different environments, they use different types of systems for maintaining life. Through the process of digestion, the body breaks food down into simpler substances that can be used by cells for energy, growth, or repair. Vertebrate digestive organs are adapted for different feeding habits. Carnivores, for example, eat other animals, while herbivores eat only plants. Carnivores like this shark have short digestive tracts that produce chemicals called enzymes. Enzymes help digest meat. Herbivores like this cow often have long coiled intestines and several stomachs that contain beneficial bacteria to break down hard-to-digest plant fibers. Respiration is the process of exchanging oxygen for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a waste material produced when food is combined with oxygen to produce energy in a cell. Vertebrates use a variety of structures to carry out respiration. Fish and young amphibians use gills for respiration. As water moves over the gills, oxygen in the water is exchanged for carbon dioxide in the blood. Adult amphibians use the lung as their main respiratory organ. Air is inhaled and exhaled through the mouth, and gas exchange, oxygen for carbon dioxide, occurs in the lung. In moist environments, amphibians can also exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide through their thin, moist skin. Land-dwelling vertebrates and some aquatic vertebrates use lungs for respiration. Gas exchange occurs when oxygen is inhaled into the lungs, exchanged for carbon dioxide in the blood, and the carbon dioxide is exhaled. As we move from amphibians to mammals, notice the increased branching of the air tubes. This branching provides more surface area, where oxygen and carbon dioxide can be exchanged. The most complex respiratory system among vertebrates belongs to the birds. Because birds store oxygen in air sacs when they inhale, they can exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide even when they exhale. Birds never have stale air in their lungs. Circulation is the process of carrying blood to all the cells in the body. The blood delivers materials needed by the cells and picks up waste materials for disposal. 2 types of circulatory systems are found in vertebrates. Vertebrates that use gills for respiration have a single loop system. Blood travels from the heart to the gills, where oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged. Then the blood travels directly to the body's cells, where it delivers oxygen and picks up carbon dioxide through tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Vertebrates that use lungs for respiration have a double loop circulatory system. The first loop carries blood to the lungs for gas exchange and then back to the heart. The second loop carries blood between the heart and the body cells. Oxygen-rich blood is pumped to the cells, where the oxygen is exchanged for carbon dioxide through the capillaries. Oxygen-poor blood returns to the heart. Birds and mammals have hearts with 4 chambers. Often called a double pump, one atrium and ventricle pair pumps blood to the lungs, while the other pair pumps blood through the body. Oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood do not mix in a 4-chambered heart. Fish, amphibian, and reptile hearts are not as efficient as the 4-chambered hearts of birds and mammals. Without 4 separate chambers, oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood are mixed in the ventricle of the heart. Fish have a simple 2-chambered heart with 1 atrium and 1 ventricle. Amphibians and reptiles have a 3-chambered heart, 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Reptiles have a partial division in their ventricle. This partition reduces the mixing of the oxygen-rich and oxygen-poor blood. The 4-chambered heart and the double-loop circulatory system is the most efficient system for delivering oxygen and other nutrients to the cells, and removing carbon dioxide and other wastes. To survive, all vertebrates must respond to stimuli from their environment. The nervous system, composed of the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, collects and processes information from the environment and then produces a response. The cerebrum is the part of the brain that receives, interprets, and determines responses to information received from the environment. It's also involved in learning, memory, and decision-making. The size and complexity of the cerebrum varies among the different vertebrate groups. The cerebellum is the part of the brain that controls balance and coordinates movement. The cerebellum in the brains of birds and mammals is more developed than that of the other vertebrates. One organism is not necessarily better or worse at carrying out the essential life functions. They just use different ways of doing it.